Hi, Daddy. Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi. Well, happy Mother's Day to you, too.
Hey, Willie. Willie, can you say Happy Mother's Day to Nana? Willie, come give Nana a hug.
Hi, Nana. Happy Mother's Day.
Hello, sweetheart.
Classy Mother's Day gift,
Cute
Art.
outfit.
That's one great car, hey, Barbara?
We have red.
I almost forgot to give my Will his Mother's Day present.
Oh, look at this. Hey, what do you say?
I'll help you.
Hey,
Wow, what do you say? Can you say thank you to Nana?
Thank you.
yeah, hey, you know your grandma could fly an airplane like this. A great big one all by herself. Did you know that?
Yes, it's from Nana and Papa.
Well, at least somebody remembers who pays the bills around here.
Now Nana can fly with me. Not funny.
I remember the first time you let me borrow these pearls.
Your prom? Big night. Well, I always told you one day they'd be yours. This is a good day. Happy Mother's Day.
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm sure.
First, Daddy, now you. You're both too generous.
Your father gave you pearls?
No, silly, the insurance.
Insurance.
His life insurance policy, he made me beneficiary. I thought you knew.
You alone?
He just came over the other day and told me he was doing it. I said you knew.
He didn't mention it.
Wonderful dinner.
You could open a restaurant.
Oh, that I'd like to see. Your mother running a business.
She worked in your construction business.
What she did wasn't business.
Sure felt like it.
I want to watch television.
No television.
Maybe there's a copy of War and Peace lying around. Come on, partner, let's go.
Nothing that'll give him nightmares.
I'm flying down to Pebble Beach next week for the tournament. Maybe make a detour over to Vegas.
That sounds like fun. Are you flying him, Mom?
Not this time.
I'm giving a reception for my customers when I get back. She's got a lot to do to get ready.
A reception. Here. When did this decision get made?
You don't listen.
It's something that requires a two-way conversation, Art.
You pull it off. You always do.
I'd like to be involved in the decision-making.
You act like I'm doing this for me. This is for us. Parties like that help maintain things like this house.
Then sell it. It's too big for two people anyway.
Barbara, this house is our bread and butter. So is the plane. They bring me business.
Where's my plane?
Will you get up onto that table now?
Come on, Wilster. Let's go find your daddy, okay, buddy? Come on.
See that?
I love you, Pumpkin Man.
Your Cadillac's a great color, Barbara.
Fingers.
It's called Silver Fox. I thought it was fitting.
Bye.
See you next time. Take care.
I love you. Bye-bye.
We have to talk, Art.
Can you wait till after the match is over?
No, we can't. Is there something you forgot to tell me?
About what? I love you and I can't live without you.
Something about insurance?
My life insurance policy?
Yes. You made Susan the sole beneficiary?
Yes. Is there something wrong with that?
But doesn't it leave me out?
You've been well provided for. I just wanted to give my daughter something for her future. That shouldn't upset you.
Were you going to tell me?
Of course I was. Why shouldn't I? By the way, that was a beautiful gesture. You gave Susan your mother's pearls today. All right. He's got this one wrapped up. Way to go.
Oh, come on, Bart. What did you think? Door number 1, 2, or 3? You know Art. You know he's the same man behind all three doors.
I don't begrudge Susan the insurance.
No, honey, of course you don't. She's your daughter. And, you know, even though daughters have a way of depreciating their mother's brains, I know you adore her. My God, Barbara, how many times have you and I sat here and traded stories about Dick and Art?
You're still with Dick.
He still makes me laugh. But the one thing he doesn't do is take advantage of me. He doesn't treat me like I'm on display.
An acquisition. Like the car, the house. My mother was what I called an armchair philosopher. She dispensed wisdom like candy. One of her favorite adages was, if you can't spare your heart, spare your dignity. Don't turn on the light.
Another headache? You all right? Why don't I take you out to dinner, huh?
If something happened to you, I'd take care of Susie. To the wills. Art, we took out life insurance. We made each other beneficiaries. That's how it works. Now, without even taking me into consideration, you make this change.
So it's about the money.
No, it's not. Not for me. It's about a marriage gone dead behind the eyes, Art.
It's about you being silly and selfish. You've had everything a woman could ever want. You just don't appreciate it. You're very well taken care of, Barbara. You've had everything in your life you could ever want.
Have I?
Damn right. Cars, house, maid, trips, jewelry.
Because you chose to give them to me. It was your choice. Your decision. Not my right. Not something I earned or deserved.
And now I choose to give my daughter something for her future, and you bitch at me about it.
And my future, Art?
That wasn't the point.
I can see that. Sometimes it all feels like set dressing. If I hang the right curtains, make the right meal, dress right, keep my weight down, everything will be okay. It's not real. It makes me feel like I'm not real. I'm being absorbed into Art Parker. I don't want to vanish.
What are you saying?
Art, we're married. We've known each other since high school. All these years, yes, there are decisions I have to be a part of, should be a part of.
So what do you want, besides the money? An apology?
You don't get it.
Oh, I get it. I just don't like it. I think it's a load of crap. I think you're under a lot of stress.
Don't you pull that one on me. I've spent my life inside a glass case like a butterfly pinned to a velvet pad. People walk by, they say, how well preserved, how pretty, look at the butterfly.
What did I ever do to you, Barbara, besides give you everything you ever wanted?
You gave me what you wanted, Art. You never, ever asked me what it is I wanted.
What the hell do you want, huh? For God's sakes, tell me, what do you want?
I want a divorce.
Not good news, I'm afraid. We've pulled Wendell Adams as judge.
And that means?
Well, many of my colleagues, myself included, believe him to be one of the worst jurists on the bench.
Well, happily, he doesn't have to be a good judge. It's a simple, no-fault divorce, isn't it?
Adams doesn't believe in no-fault divorce. In fact, he doesn't believe in divorce at all. They had to haul him into court once before he would grant a no-fault divorce, and he is particularly hard on women who initiate them.
Can't somebody do something about this guy?
He's clean as a whistle. Nice family man. Married to a woman named Dorothy for 35 years. Raised 2 sons, both professionals.
And that gives him the license to disregard what's fair?
Fair? Barbara, women all over this country are getting hung out to dry in divorce. I wish it only happened in Adams Court, but unfortunately that is not the case. By the way, your husband is a very rich man.
He's a comfortable man. Rich, no.
Do you know his net worth? His financial statement. He's a millionaire twice over. It's not uncommon in many of these cases to hide the assets. The only way to know is by calling for a court audit.
How could I not have known about this?
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Wendell J. Adams presiding.
No, you may sit. What I see before me is, quite frankly, nothing short of a tragedy. When I look at divorce, I envision something beyond the parties themselves. I see their children, grandchildren, even great-grandchildren. Now, I'm not trying to be sentimental, but it won't be too long before this couple makes their exit from this earth. Let's consider realities and work towards reconciliation.
Your Honor, Mrs. Parker feels that there is no chance for reconciliation.
The defendant concurs, Your Honor. Then, having examined the papers before me, this matter, I will move to a ruling. Both parties concede a breakdown of the marriage. Both have said this marriage can't be preserved. This court doubts that. Although I have serious reservations about the constitutionality of the no-fault divorce law, I've decided to grant this divorce. The court finds factually no substantial fault on the part of either, except a will on the part of each, over the last years, to grow gradually apart in compatibility. On that score, I find the wife most to blame. It appears the marital assets exceed $2 million. I find that 1.9 of this has resulted from the work and enterprises of the husband in building his business, in which he has proven to be highly successful. It has been strongly urged upon me that I order a division of the wealth of this defendant husband. This I'm not inclined to do. The plaintiff may have the right of occupancy for single residential purposes of the marital home and can continue to live there until the further order of the court. However, all its contents will be divided between the two parties. Recently purchased Cadillac will revert back to Mr. Parker's business, in which name it was purchased. Plaintiff's counsel has stressed no alimony. However, I cannot conceive of a better security for her future than to have this husband pay her alimony. Therefore, beginning today, I am allowing her weekly alimony until the event of her death or remarriage. An amount will be determined and notified in a week's time. This order will be filed with the county registrar. That's it. Good luck.
Congratulations. Great. Let's get out of here.
This is ridiculous. I can't sell the house. I don't have a car. I'm trapped. Can this man do this?
He just did.
It's like the Mad Hatter's tea party. Alimony. The one thing I didn't want is the only thing I got.
Honey, you've got to be realistic. I mean, what are you going to live on without alimony?
How can judges have sole discretion over assets? He gave my parents silver to Art.
I know. It's insane, the whole thing. I mean, your whole life has been your family. And I know how unfair it is.
And Susan, you think I divorced her? This may sound painfully naive. But when I got married, I believed it was forever. For all of us.
Can't you appeal this?
Even if the appellate court is semi-rational, I should get a fair settlement.
Well, now, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a penny on appeal. The original trial judge is rarely overturned. Barbara, you've already spent a small fortune, much more than you can afford.
I start working next week. I'll pay my bill.
Not just that. Judge Adams' wrath. If you're serious about an appeal, the firm has to think about its other clients as well. So I can only urge you to represent yourself.
I can't do that. I don't know the first thing about the law, except that it's more about ego than equity.
Barbara, you're obviously a very bright woman. If you can fly an airplane, you can certainly argue your case in front of the Court of Appeals.
Ben.
Now, you start by filing a list pendens.
A what?
L-I-S-P-E-N-D-E-N-S. It's a lien. Adams left you totally unprotected. What little he did give you is unsecured. So if your ex-husband goes on a bender to Vegas and gambles away every dime, you'll be left penniless. Now, list pendens will protect you until you appeal.
I need to get whatever I'm entitled to from whatever assets we have.
Well, you'll have to go after half the marital property, and then, of course, there's your alimony to protect.
50% of everything, that's fair. No alimony.
Barbara, you have no other means of support. Now, look, you can use this legal library, brief bank, form, file. Consult my paralegal, Rose. Rosa, I'd like you to meet Barbara Parker.
Hello. Hello.
You can use all of this.
I don't want to be dependent on Art's check. He's always been in control of our money. Always. I don't ever want to be in that position again.
Oh, Reggie, you're down here. Oh, you're on the ground. What a pilot.
Okay, here we go. Back again. Hold on tight.
I got ya. Come on, Willie, it's time to go home.
Oh, don't leave yet. We need to talk.
What?
Some other time, okay, Mom? Susan. I want you to know that the divorce had nothing to do with your father making you his beneficiary. It had to do with us.
I'm sorry, Mom. I just don't understand. I mean, you and Daddy have been together since college. You've grown up together.
I realized it wasn't a marriage. That fractured bit by bit years ago. Oh, we kept it together. With false smiles. Lies. The cracks showed. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, or that Daddy doesn't love you. It means that things change. People adjust. They have to.
What about me?
You're a grown woman, Susan, with a family of your own.
I just don't want Will to get caught in the middle. Maybe we should stay away for a while.
That would be cruel.
But I think it's best.
Come on, Will, time to go. Come on now. Let's go home. Now, come on. Where's my plane?
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Bye, Nana.
Lost in real estate. I'll put you through. Good morning. Can I help you? Hello. I'm Barbara Parker. Lost in real estate. Yes, she's in. Sorry. You're, Barbara Parker. I'm supposed to start work here? Forgive me. Of course. Barbara, welcome. I'm Joyce. Ever sell any real estate? I have a license, but I've never worked. Why? My ex-husband didn't want me to. Neither did mine. And then he leaves me after 15 years for a female auto mechanic. You're going to hate me for this, but I got to start you on cold calls. Any tips? Think long term. When agents start, they don't realize how long it takes before you sell your first property. Good luck.
Hi, Joyce. I just wanted to make sure that this house is all listed.
Thanks for meeting me here.
What does he want?
I don't know. I was just told to be here.
I don't think I like the sound of this.
Yeah, Dave's here.
Hello.
Right there.
All rise.
Before we begin, I'd like to introduce my secretary, Marie Hernandez. Mrs. Hernandez's claim to fame is her 7 lovely children. The court wants to take the time to applaud her for that. Please be seated. Court will come to order. Let's see what we have here. Mrs. Barbara Parker. I'm going to remove the list pendants. I consider it childish and churlish.
You can't do that.
I can do whatever I choose. I'm the judge here.
Adams removed the list pendants. He called me in, he called me out.
Yes, well, and I suggest you appeal to the higher court to reverse that.
Appeal to a higher court.
Yes.
Here are the books you're looking for, Barbara.
Thanks, Rose.
You're welcome.
Oh, Rose, do you have anything on Gardner versus Telenko, Kansas?
Okay, I'll check.
Thanks.
Hi, it's after 8. I guess you looked after yourself for dinner. Would you do me a favor? Try not to eat alone too often. Well, call me if you feel up to it, all right? We would love your company.
Where are you going?
Home, where I belong.
You're not giving up so soon, are you?
Ben, this is ridiculous. I don't even understand half the words in this book.
All right. What do you need help with?
My mind. For letting you talk me into this. I can't go through with it. I can't stand up in front of a bunch of judges and make a fool of myself.
The judges know that you're a layperson. They're not expecting Clarence Darrow.
All this is doing is making me feel inadequate.
Barbara, I would never encourage you if I did not believe wholeheartedly in your ability to pull this off. I believe you can win. Let me rephrase that. I believe that you can get more than Judge Adams gave you.
That's your honest opinion?
They're only words, Barbara. Don't be afraid of words. And don't give up.
What time it is? Hello?
First time in court. 25 years vaporized in less than an hour. Let's see what happens today.
Well, I think it's awful that you have to go through this whole thing alone.
I guess that's why they call it divorce.
You're going to be fine. I know that.
Maybe Art was right. Maybe I didn't realize how good I had it. I called him last night. Middle of the night. I was going to beg him to take me back.
And?
I hung up when he answered.
Well, that was last night. Today is today.
You sound like a therapist.
I want to tell you something. Do you know how much I used to marvel at you in the kitchen? I mean, I can't even burn toast. But Dick and I would come over no matter when it was, and there you'd be, whipping something out of nothing in that kitchen, and it would look good on the plate. Barbara, I have never seen you at a loss. I have never seen you not pull a rabbit right out of thin air.
You never had a rabbit in my house.
Hey, how you doing? Good. So, do I have this straight? She hasn't retained counsel? Why? Yeah. Look at these.
All rise.
You are the appellant, Barbara Alexandra Parker?
Yes, Your Honor.
Am I correct that you are arguing your own case?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Proceed.
Your Honors, I'm not a lawyer.
Mrs. Parker, will you please speak up?
Oh. I was saying that I'm not an attorney. The little bit I know about the law, I've learned through my experience with my own divorce. I have always held our judicial system in the highest esteem. But on my first occasion to confront it, I learned that justice is not blind. It bears the name Wendell Adams, a man who has shown himself to be both prejudicial and partisan, without evidence, justification, or sufficient cause. Judge Adams faulted me for the breakdown in my marriage and awarded me only 2% of the marital assets, despite my express request that I not receive any portion of my settlement in the form of alimony. Judge Adams gave me precisely that, guaranteeing continued dependence not only on my former husband, but on the judge himself. My alimony is unsecured and subject to revision. At any time my former husband feels so inclined, he can go back into Judge Adams' court and seek a reduction or termination. I have never desired nor sought more than a fair and equal distribution of the estate my husband and I accumulated as husband and wife. I hope that you will find it in your hearts to restore my entitlement, and in so doing, my faith in our system of justice. Thank you.
You know, you're the first ordinary person I've met to argue her own case. That's damned impressive.
Think so? I think I may be a little too ordinary for this particular challenge.
Lawyers, it's all a game anyway. What do they say? Wish it and it will be so? I'll wish it. Play the game and give him hell. The judges are coming back. Good luck.
All rise.
First, let me say, Mrs. Parker, I speak on behalf of this court when I say how impressed we are with your brief and the way you have represented yourself in this matter. We concur that the trial judge went beyond his discretion. The court so orders that the judgment of divorce be amended as follows. Barbara Alexandra Parker shall be granted sole ownership of the marital home. In addition, plaintiff shall retain all the furniture, furnishings, appliances, and silverware contained in the marital home in your sole name.
I don't see any basis for your decision here. Seems totally out of line for you. The thought that I got here, the fellow says that,
Well, depending on how you look at it, I'm somewhere between triumphant and appeased. I got my settlement raised to 17%, and I didn't fall on my face. Of course, I didn't get any justice either. You know, I was pretty good, considering. I kind of liked being up there in front of the judges. Maybe if I'd studied pre-law instead of pre-marriage, I'd have done better.
I'd love to say I told you so.
You just did. And I'm grateful.
My pleasure.
Well, I just think that it would be nice to have some weekend.
Okay, all right. That sounds good.
Excuse me, is that Barbara Parker? Barbara Parker?
Yes.
Hi. I'm Gene, known to you until now as the disembodied voice of escrow.
Oh, hello.
You go with your voice.
Oh, that's really sweet of you to bring the papers.
Usually I do that through interoffice mail, but I got to admit, you piqued my curiosity.
Escrow papers. Finally, after 6 months. I had to sell my own house just to get a glimpse of them.
What would you say to a drink after work?
Oh, I don't think so.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, I'm a grandmother.
I'm a diabetic.
For another, I just got divorced. Sorry.
Me too.
Maybe another time.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for the papers.
Oh, Barbara, good. This is the mover's inventory.
First surprise party I ever gave was in this house.
Check. The phone has been disconnected,
I just
honey.
found out I was pregnant. I told him after the party.
Now, you have to mail in that address change. And did you turn the utilities on? Barbara?
Mrs. Barbara Parker?
Yes.
Registered letter.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Have a nice day.
No. How could he file to terminate my alimony? The one thing I didn't want. Now that I'm dependent, he takes it away. He says there's been a change of circumstance. He can't afford alimony. Doesn't he have millions?
Barbara, I fully expect Art's lawyers to produce documents showing Art on the verge of bankruptcy. They'll talk about your new job, your new house, your new financial independence.
I just sold my first listing, for God's sake. My own house. I will not get up and beg Adams for my measly alimony.
You don't have a choice. Now, you just said that you don't have any money. I would hang on to the alimony.
I knew this alimony thing was going to haunt me.
Yes, so did he. That's why he did it. Now, I want you to go and see a woman named Nadine Litvak. She is a professor at the university, and she's an expert on marital law. Monitor her class. You can learn a lot from her. Now, look, even if you win this round, Art can, and no doubt will, haul you into court whenever the whim strikes him. So you have to be able to defend yourself.
I made a mistake. I shouldn't have invited you
Susan,
both.
the divorce is over. Let it go.
I wish you would.
Your dad's keeping it going. He filed to terminate my alimony.
This is my worst fear. I told you I didn't want Will to get caught in the middle.
You talking about Will or yourself?
I'm sorry, Mom. I can't handle the two of you right now.
Barbara?
Art,
Rudeness doesn't become you, Barbara.
I can't believe you deny me what is rightfully mine. Why?
You started this.
Art, I intend to get what I'm entitled to from whatever assets we have, hidden or otherwise.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Wendell J. Adams presiding.
Please, be seated. Now, court will come to order. Let's see. Miss Webb?
With all due respect, Your Honor, I take issue with your ruling yesterday that Mr. and Mrs. Stone might reconcile their differences. My client has testified she literally hates her husband and cannot live with him.
Love is often vainly sought after, like the Holy Grail, but no matter how desired, it's not an essential element to legal marriage, Miss Webb. I have concluded from my extensive research on the subject that the term marriage does not contain reference, in a legal sense, to love. Therefore, I'm going to deny this petition for divorce on insufficient grounds. Okay. Let's see, what have we?
I became a teacher because I felt I could contribute more by shaping new attitudes in future jurists. So, lots of long days, long nights ahead, lots to absorb. Good luck to you all.
Professor Litvak, Ben Condell referred me. I'm Barbara.
Well, you're the one saddled with Judge Wendell Adams for the remainder of your natural life. Let me tell you something, Barbara. What happened to you in his courtroom happens every day. You have no idea how many women's lives he's decimated.
I think I do. I've read most of his opinions. As often as I can, I'd like to monitor your class.
Ben didn't tell me you were a law student.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just getting an education.
Put it to good use. Become a lawyer.
I can't afford it. And I don't have the time. My alimony hearing is next month.
Not a problem. I'll coach you through that.
Remind me never to ask you for reading recommendations. The divorce that won't go away, huh?
How'd you know?
Well, I didn't think you were reading that for its literary merits.
Before I got divorced, I had a very simplistic view of the law.
Speaking of the law, you just sold your second house. Escrow closed. Congratulations.
At least on this one, I earn a commission.
Well, it's like anything else. If you persevere, you succeed.
I'll remember that.
So, let me buy you dinner Friday night to celebrate. No strings attached.
No strings. Don't expect much. It's been a long time.
8 o'clock, okay?
Thank you, Daddy, for Will's card. He loves it.
You're welcome. You holding up okay?
Sometimes holding up, sometimes falling apart.
How's Stan doing?
Fine. Things will pick up for him, I'm sure.
You don't sound very convincing.
He's okay. Give him time.
Need some money?
Nah. Stan's having a hard enough time dealing with the insurance thing. Made him feel like you don't believe in him.
Look, take it as a gift. Do something frivolous.
Thanks, Daddy.
Use it for Will.
Hey, Willie! Hey, come here, boy.
Okay, big guy, come on. Let's go see what he's got. Okay?
Can I help you?
Where is everybody?
Oh, we're closed for the rest of the week. Judge Adams' daughter died.
Daughter?
Yes.
Do you know anything about Adam's personal life?
Well, I've read he's devoted to his Bible-toting wife and their golden-haired sons.
His daughter just died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He doesn't have a daughter.
I don't get it.
Maybe this family discrepancy. Maybe he's not who he says he is.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that. Those self-righteous bastards are all hiding something.
Before I get involved in anything else, I've got to get this alimony hearing over with.
Once you've learned the most valued skill of the legal profession, the art of stalling, it's all clear sailing. Yeah, but I should warn you, one alimony hearing is not the end. You could keep this going on for years.
Years?
Give you time to go to law school.
First Ben, now you. It's a conspiracy.
I'm serious. You have got to dig to find out what's going on here. You can dig better from within the system. Once you're on the inside, a great many more doors will open to you. You think about law school. I'll help you.
You would do that?
Gladly. Law is not a mystery. It's just hard work. And you've got what it takes.
Why is it everyone else knows what I can do?
Frances Adams, beloved daughter of Oakland County Circuit Court Judge Wendell J. Adams, died yesterday. She was only 19.
Daughter. Wendell Adams has sons. 2 sons only.
Well, it's probably a typo.
In 3 newspapers? Ben Cavell knows the family.
But maybe it's the wrong family. Could you stop thinking about this guy for just one night? You're about to go out with a wonderful man.
It is not a date. We're going to dinner.
All right, well, then live dangerously. Come here,
I'm not the dangerous type. This is going to be a disaster. I don't know how to relate to a man.
Trust your instincts.
The only man I've ever been with is Art. And there wasn't much passion. I'm not saying it was his fault. It's probably mine.
Why don't you just check with me after a few more dates with Jean? Oh, I gotta go. This plane is coming in late. I think you look so beautiful.
Thanks.
Try and have a good time. I love you. I'll call you in the morning.
Doesn't seem like any first date I've ever been on.
It doesn't feel like any first date I've ever been on either. But then it's been several decades. I didn't know I could still dance.
Oh, I did. I could tell right away just by the way you picked up your glass. Trace the way you move your hand. When Alice died, my world fell apart. I felt safe and secure for 22 years, and in the blink of an eye, everything changed. And when you're with a person that long, you think they're always going to be there. Well, you must know what I'm talking about. Divorce is a kind of a death.
It left me with such a sense of personal failure. But I'm trying to look to the future.
For the first time in a long time, I'm looking to the future, too.
It's embarrassing to think how sheltered I've been. First with my parents, then in my marriage, which I rushed into right after they died.
There's no shame in that. Mistakes are what push us to figure out what we're doing with our lives.
I like your way of looking at it. Morning.
Morning. All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Wendell J. Adams presiding.
Oh, sorry. You may be seated. Mrs. Parker?
If it please the court. Plaintiff requests an 8-week extension in order that she may adequately conduct discovery. Plaintiff seeks complete disclosure through a financial audit and respectfully asks this court to grant such access to all the defendant's holdings. I am submitting a list of the properties heretofore known to the plaintiff.
This court has already granted you 2 extensions, Mrs. Parker.
With all due respect, Your Honor, the plaintiff has been forced into this position by the defendant's lack of cooperation.
This is not a classroom. This is a real live court of law, Mrs. Parker. There's business to be conducted here. You've wasted enough of the court's time. I'd recommend the leisure time you're spending here would be better invested in volunteer work. This petition is denied.
Pretty spot.
I like to come here to reflect and sort things out.
You trying to tell me something?
Oh, I just sense that you have a lot of things going right now, and you might like a chance to unwind.
Gene, your life hasn't been easy. How do you get through it?
Well, it helped when I realized I had to get on with it. And I have work that I like, and I'm good at it. And the bonus is that I get to make people happy. And I bring them good news. That's how I met you.
You hardly ever talk about your kids. You realize that?
I don't know how well I did with them. I hate to admit that. I love them both equally, but I think it was easiest with my eldest. He always seemed like a bird with a broken wing. He made me feel like he needed me. But I should have paid more attention to both of them.
The world has shut us. I know. Susan's pain and confusion about the divorce is the hardest part for me. Since I tolerated 25 years in a marriage without love, why not 25 more?
Hey. Not an easy answer. Sit down.
You know, Adams denied a woman a divorce who said she hated her husband. He said that love is not essential in a legal marriage.
No, just a happy one. And nobody's ever explained to me why really miserable parents produce happy kids. Children take their cues from their parents, right? So I always told mine, don't listen to what I say. Watch what I do.
And?
I have 2 sons who can't get the ball over the plate.
And my poor daughter, always caught in the middle between her father and me. He even used her against me at times. It's quite a price she's paid for our problems.
And you feel guilty, is that it?
Yes. And I don't know what to do about it now.
Then let it go for a while. And in the meantime, get on with your own life.
According to the judge, I should stop what I've been doing and take up volunteer work.
You've come a long way, Barbara. You should do what makes you feel good. And trust your instincts.
And don't give up.
And don't give up.
I feel good right now. Roses are beautiful. Thank you. And for the candy.
Never trust a diabetic bearing chocolates. You know you fly fish, so do I. And you pilot airplanes.
Oh, I haven't done that for a long time. I used to ferry art on business trips. I didn't like having to do it, but I love the flying. I love the freedom.
What other surprises have you got in store for me?
I'm a gourmet cook.
Mm.
Oh, can I get you something to drink? Juice, soda?
Soda. No rush.
I'm sorry I wasn't ready when you got here. I lost track of time.
Been sleuthing Judge Adams again, huh?
That liar. He doesn't even have a daughter. I went down to the county registrar's office. I thought if I could find the birth records, I might be able to figure out who the mythical daughter is.
This is getting good.
I struck out. I'm not a relative. They wouldn't give it to me.
I bet if you found out this man had 6 cats, you could come up with something for that, too.
2 cats. Do you like to know their names? 18, I'm not sure.
Neither am I.
A fool I've been.
Why?
I never realized what I'd been missing.
Neither did I.
Hi. I'm Barbara Parker, lost in real estate. I need to do a title search on property of Ronald Avigan, 6947 Euclid Avenue.
Avigan?
Avigan.
Sure thing, just a second.
There you go. A through O.
Thanks.
Marge, we're gonna have to make some more room on the court cards. Okay, thank you.
Barbara, I don't believe it. 3 hours in the traffic, all the way from Tacoma. I didn't think I was going to make it. Hi.
Could you read this for me?
Are you sure you want me to do this?
No. What are you doing? Open it.
Okay. It seems those curtains you ordered from the catalog are on back order. Well, that's a tough one to swallow.
I'm in. Oh, my God. I've been accepted to law school. Did you see that? I did it!
So you're going to keep the curtains or what?
I'm Professor Litvak, and I'd like to welcome you to the university's most unpopular class. Barbara, come in, welcome.
Thank you.
The law is not law. It is interpretation. So welcome to your first year of law school. This will probably be the most difficult time of your life.
Gideon versus Wainwright. Right to counsel.
Hey, you're going to breeze through this exam. Hello. Should I be jealous?
They're from Will. For my birthday.
Oh, that's nice. Are you going to be together on Sunday?
No. Susan doesn't approve of what I've done. Of the divorce, I mean. We haven't been seeing each other lately.
Well, she's probably hurt. She's taking it out on you. She'll come around when she sees her mama stroll up the aisle with that law degree.
Thanks to you.
Hey, now, wait a minute. You listen to me. I came into your life at a time when you were ready to receive me. I didn't do anything to alter you, and I didn't make anything happen. You're the one who made all the moves to get on with your life. You took the chance with me. You dealt with that crazy judge. You remodeled your entire existence. You paid your dues.
How'd I get so lucky?
I love you. Let's go out to dinner for your birthday.
I have a better idea.
This court is now in session. The Honorable Wendell J. Adams presiding.
Court will come to order. Mr. Parker isn't going to be with us today?
No, Your Honor. He's away on business.
Very well. Against my advice, Mrs. Parker's continued to serve as her own counsel, further adding to the complications and length of this litigation. I have before me cross motions for modification of judgment of divorce. Plaintiff moves this court for an increase in alimony. Defendant moves for a decrease. After a review of the testimony, exhibits, and pleadings filed in this action, this court can find no change of circumstance upon either party which would necessitate a modification of alimony. Therefore, both motions are denied, and the original judgment shall stand.
You won. This round.
So you're going to give that poor, harassed judge a break now you won the first round?
Certainly not.
You know, badgering is illegal in some countries.
Not here. This is America. Besides, who's badgering? This is ready for the car.
Okay. I was thinking of that property search you did on him. You know, a lot of men keep things in their own name. It's chauvinistic, but it's not illegal.
Then how do you explain the obituary?
I can't. Say, I have a request. Could you put that guy out of your mind for the next 72 hours? This is supposed to be our weekend in heaven, and I want your undivided attention.
Have I ever been able to deny you anything?
Say, I got a lot of competition. Adams, real estate, law school.
You all right?
Yeah, just a little lightheaded.
You want your insulin? How about some juice?
Yeah, juice would be great.
Thanks.
Don't look so worried. I'm diabetic. This happens from time to time.
Oh, you don't look so hot.
I'm fine.
How about we swing by the doctor and you just get your blood level checked?
We're going fly fishing.
Humor me. You wanted to see me?
The tests are back. Jean has leukemia.
Leukemia is not fatal anymore, right?
It's curable in children. Unfortunately, not in adults.
He's healthy. He has enough energy for 10 people.
Jean has myelogenous leukemia. It's what we call acute leuk. It rarely manifests symptoms. By the time it's diagnosed, it's usually at an advanced and fatal stage. We'll do our best to keep him comfortable. I think it's best that he remain in the hospital.
Can I see him now?
Of course.
Thank you.
I'm going to beat this thing.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And I don't want any wife of mine moping around treating me like an invalid.
I didn't know you had a wife.
Well, I have to make an honest woman out of you. I love you, Barbara.
And I love you.
I'll get through this.
I'm not going anywhere.
I've been dreaming about curling up next to you in a sleeping bag. Tonight was supposed to be the night.
How do you feel?
Lusty.
Just stay away from the nurses. You're spoken for.
They say, don't bring me flowers. It makes me feel like I'm in a hospital.
Who said they were for you?
Then listen to me. I don't want you here morning, noon, and night. I mean, it would be great, but you've got to get on with your life.
Uh-huh.
I'm sending you back to my rival. I want you to get the goods on Adams.
Forget it. I'm fresh out of ideas.
Let me try again. The only thing they'll let me exercise around here is my brain.
After all my effort, all I've got is what I started with. It's a waste of time.
No, it isn't. Why don't you try finding out the name of the funeral parlor where they have the services for Adams' daughter? And you could check the obituary columns in the newspapers. It's right next to the horoscopes.
Hello, excuse me. I'm Barbara Bates. A schoolmate of my daughter's was killed recently, Frances Adams. My daughter moved away and doesn't know how to reach the family. Can you help?
Oh, we don't give that information. You'll have to speak to the police.
I see. Thank you.
Hello?
I'm at the police department, Jean. You won't believe it. I got the accident report on Frances Adams.
There you go, my girl. That's great.
It lists her father as Wendell Adams. Look at the mother's name.
Maria Hernandez. Who's that?
His secretary. I was in court when he actually introduced her to everybody. Can you imagine anything more arrogant? More hypocritical?
Or unethical. That kind of behavior violates judicial ethics. You could file a complaint against him for moral turpitude.
Seems to me that an officer of the court who has behaved in a manner that is indecent and depraved, who's living a double life, fathering 7 children with one woman while married to another and fathering 2 more, fits the definition of moral turpitude to a T.
File your complaint with the Judicial Discipline and Tenure Commission.
I don't see how he got away with it for 25 years, unless the other judges knew.
It's what's commonly known as the Good Old Boys Club. They keep each other's dirty little secrets.
So, where does the Tenure Commission live?
Afternoon, Judicial Discipline.
All the documentation is attached. The death certificate contains the name Maria Hernandez. The property deed lists his wife as Dorothy Adams.
Yes, I see.
I've also documented a pattern of bias against women in divorce proceedings.
We do have a procedure for these things, Mrs. Parker. We'll have to take a closer look, of course. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Thank you.
Hi, Donna.
Barbara. Jean's not there.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Barbara, but he passed away an hour ago.
What are you doing in our neck of the woods?
Well, Stan said I would find you over here.
Is this about Mom? What's wrong, Helene?
No, your mother's okay. Well, she's not really okay. Susan, Someone that your mother was very fond of has just died.
Was this a man in her life?
Yes.
I'm not sure I'm the person to console my mother.
Oh, come on. If not you, who? You know, I can't speak for your mom, but I have seen her pain and her loneliness. And recently, joy. Honey, she spent her whole life taking care of everybody else. Right now, somebody needs to take care of her.
You're her friend.
Yes, a friend, but not her family. You're the only person she has in the whole world.
Mom? Helene came to see me. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
She shouldn't have interfered.
She's your friend, and she thought you needed me. Why didn't you tell me about him?
His name was Gene. It wasn't supposed to be a secret. It was something that was mine. I wasn't ready to share it.
It's okay. You're allowed your own things. You can have secrets. I just wish I'd known. And I might have been able to do something.
There was nothing to be done. I wasted precious time. Real estate, Judge Adams, law school. Time I could have spent with him. What was it all for?
What you were trying to teach me. To become your own person.
It hurts.
You loved him.
Gene was like flying. He was like being up there. Deep in the clouds, no ground below me, only sky. Endless sky. Thin clouds drifting by, like ghosts. You're alone up there. But you feel close to something. Something bigger than you. Something so free. Gene was like flying.
Do you want to come and stay with us for a while?
Thank you, sweetheart. No. This is my home. This is my little piece of the world. I am homesick for Will.
Why don't I bring him by tomorrow? You could spend the weekend with him. That is, if you're up to it.
I'm up to it. I'll get him some of that little boy food he likes. Macaroni and cheese. And we'll sit on the floor and make a mess and be together.
I do love you.
Take it to the office the way you did the other ones.
Am I forgiven?
Sorry, I didn't hear the bell.
Come on. Don't tell me that's Will.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, is he grown, huh?
He's been such good company.
It's not showing up good.
Oh. Your nemesis, back in the headlines again.
Adam?
Yes.
Renowned for his controversial rulings, Judge Wendell Adams has agreed to set a convicted rapist free. He wants to see how the man will act in society. The man has already been in society. Mr. Morley, I'm sorry to barge in like this.
Well, then you ought not to do it.
I want to know why I've heard nothing about my complaint against Judge Adams.
Mrs. Parker, we're not in the business of destroying a man's reputation on the basis of a single complaint. Now, this requires a thorough investigation, and that takes time.
How much time? A year? 2 years?
However long it takes. You'll just have to be patient.
This is a matter for the Judicial Discipline and Tenure Commission, not a newspaper.
Oh, I filed a complaint. Nothing's come of it.
I suggest you sit tight. If the commission determines there's wrongdoing, then we'll have a story.
Why bring it to us? I mean, our readership is 1/10 of that of the news.
They don't want it.
Yeah, but TV news, would they thrive on scandal?
Not interested.
Okay, I'll put in a call to the Judicial Tenure Commission, see where they're at. You know, reporters asking questions might stir the pot.
You'll run the story?
Oh, believe me, this paper's never had a story like this. Front page, banner headline, I guarantee.
Dale Kaminsky, please.
Kaminsky?
Dale. Barbara Parker.
Oh, hi.
Where's the story?
It was pulled.
Why would you write to pull it?
He said something about undue political pressure.
Of course.
Sorry.
Well, thanks for everything you tried to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You'll stay on it.
Oh, you bet I will, yeah.
And you'll call me if you hear anything?
Yeah, I sure will.
Thanks, Dale. Looky-loos are gonna do me in. Any messages?
A couple. The numbers are right there. Good to have you back, kiddo.
Thanks, Joy.
I've got 2 open houses on Sunday. Do you think you can help me out?
Sure.
You're a lifesaver. Lawson Realty. Barbara. Line 2.
Hello?
Hello, Barbara. It's Dale. I'm at the Judicial Tenure Commission. They've suddenly acted on your petition. A ruling is coming down this afternoon.
Really? Do you have any idea what they ruled?
No idea.
Where will it happen?
At the courthouse.
What time?
Again, no idea.
Thanks, Dale.
Sure.
Professor Litvak, please.
A judge with a history of controversies again at the center of a storm as a result of some expert sleuthing by a Clifton County woman. Circuit Court Judge Wendell J. Adams has been found to have fathered 7 children outside of his marriage of nearly 30 years to Dorothy Adams, with whom he also fathered 2 children. The State Judicial Discipline and Tenure Commission has recommended that Adams no longer be assigned to the bench based upon an investigation initiated by a complaint by Barbara A. Parker, who charged the judge with moral turpitude and bias against women.
Maybe you never got parity, but you certainly brought down one of the most powerful judges in the state.
Work for you?
Not without you and Ben.
Just hold there for a... Judge Adams, how do you respond to the charges of having fathered 7 illegitimate children?
All my children are legitimate.
How do you reconcile your personal life with the conservative philosophy you have publicly expressed?
I don't believe in divorce, and I don't condone it. I had a responsibility to my children to support and educate them, and I've done it. I may not have given 100% of myself to both women, but I always gave 100% to my children.
Your double life doesn't violate judicial ethics?
No, quite the contrary. Supplied me with a sensibility toward other people's problems. I think people sensed that I understood their problems with their children.
How did you keep this from your legal wife?
I think it's important to realize that I never took an alias. And I didn't wear a mask. I didn't hide anyone away. I took my children to the ballet, the symphony, ball games, all while I was a judge. The families just led separate lives. I did not violate the Constitution or my oath of office. Judge Adams is not guilty.
Judge Adams, what are your plans for the future now?
Judge Adams, can I just have...
Judge Adams, you see yourself continuing in this type of profession, sir?
Get a shot of this.
Judge Adams.
Good luck, Your Honor.
Stay tuned. Now on True Movies, Murder So Sweet. And on True Entertainment, MASH.